Awesome. Yes. Thank you.
Hi, Hunt.
Background. I appreciate it. Looks very nice.
Isn't it festive enough?
It is. I got a pillow. I put a pillow around. So
That's a good start.
it was Christmas time. So
And also,
Google Translate
congratulations for
too.
your new project. Yeah. Aw, yeah, Sophie.
Did it work
That's
out okay?
great. Yeah, it's great.
And the last one with the Ukraine, I put in some, Google's English to Ukraine didn't necessarily come out. I could guess one word was in Ukrainian and one word was in Russian. So
Well,
look
Google
at all the good stuff.
Translate worked for you this time. So
And look at my mug.
that's me, you guys. Whoever sees this, that's me over there. Can you
Yeah.
point me so they can see me? Yeah.
Where?
There with the white.
Do you remember?
And the tall guy is Hunt.
Oh yeah, is that you right there?
Yeah, that's me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can't believe it was that long ago.
I mean, we're living in a movie, like a horror movie, aren't we?
An alternate timeline is the way that I'm going for. We just happened to get into the sucky one.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway, I hope things will get better soon.
I think that this next year is going to be the year of the matchmaker, honestly, because so many of us are going to be in unique, the single people in unique situations, and all of the rules and ways that you would meet people beforehand are different, very different now.
Mhm.
So people aren't going to know what to do or how to go about it. And the longer that we're inside, our social muscles are atrophying. So we're going to all need a little bit of polish. So I'm hoping that we can all help share the love in 2021. So
Yeah, and that's why you have you guys over here, the matchmakers, the dating advice and everything. A
exactly.
little promotion.
Exactly. Well, this is, and this obviously, with the starting of the company and stuff like that, all these things came at the same time, but I'm just so excited to see where this leads because I have no idea. Like, and that's one of the things I enjoy. We don't get unexpectedness enough in our life,
True.
and I teach my clients that when relationships become extremely predictable, that's when they die, basically, because it gets so boring. Exactly. So, finding ways to infuse in your own relationship um, this sense of unexpectedness, but also professionally sometimes too,
Hmm.
especially now. We're all hungering for new stimuli or new things to do. So now I've got like 18 different time zones in my head, and I've got the West Coast and you and Serbia and Ireland and
But
UK and
that's so interesting, though, what you've decided to do. I mean, getting different perspectives from each country, that's great.
yeah.
People don't get to see that.
Exactly. And I think, and one of the reasons I wanted to just immediately start recording too is I think that no fault necessarily, but so many of the videos online are so processed right now, so
True.
snappy and quick, and got to get the right reaction and phraseology, and especially now, shit's not okay. So I want people to understand that I'm in my basement right now, and you can't go outside. So you know yeah, so I want this to kind of be also a timeline when people kind of look back on it and kind of see where were at different points as well too. And that's anytime there's things that are bad, there's always opportunities. Doesn't mean I don't want the things bad to go away, but now that everyone is open to talking in Zoom, I've talked to Saudi Arabia and Africa and all
Things
sorts
you didn't do before.
that people didn't want to do it before. Now that everybody wants to do it,
Yeah.
I couldn't do this necessarily, or
Hmm.
no one would want to watch it. Some dude talking from his basement when you could go to a studio and go to location or something like that too as well. So and here we are.
Here we
So
are.
so thank you, and let's just start off with tell me who you are, where you are, what you do, how we know each other, etc.
Okay. Well, my name is Ana Maria Tavanli. Obviously, I'm Greek American. Can you actually pronounce my last name, Tavanli?
Tabanli.
Yeah. Yeah, great. Great.
I'll
It
attempt it.
it also seems a bit Chinese, Tavanli, you
Yep.
know? but no, it's Greek. I'm the community manager at Agapi Match. Agapi Match is a matchmaking company based in New York. We're actually colleagues. What I basically do as a community manager is that I set up dates and I'm responsible for all the social media platforms. I currently live in Greece. I'm in a lockdown right now, but I decided to dress up, be festive,
I have
and
cologne
talk
on.
to
I
you.
literally put cologne on because it like just makes it feel like, something. I still have slippers, but I am wearing a belt. So,
I also wore my slippers, like, yeah. But I did all the makeup thing. I haven't gone out since March. Can you believe that?
yeah, I
I mean,
mean,
okay, I've dined in restaurants, but not going out to like party or whatever.
I yes, I mean that was one of my favorite things that I used to do is to take clients out in person, and do all these things because that was the way that I could justify with two kids, going out. It's like, yeah, you pay me to go out, sure, no problem. Um,
You can invite us in your basement now.
dude, we have a big. Luckily, we have a front yard, so it has allowed people to walk by and come in distant, without going through our house, and be able to see some people sometimes. But now as it's getting cold too, like it's just gonna suck. So,
Yeah. I
um,
I depend on not outdoor dining, like so I don't know, just heating and something to go out. You cannot just stay in forever.
no, we're not built that way. And again, this is
Hmm.
why I'm interested to kind of do this too, because this is going to be our the global descent to madness, and we're going to be able to kind of look back on this and see the timing of it. So, there are approximately 200 countries. Just say I do one of these a week, if I'm lucky. That's still like years. So we'll see where this takes us.
You've planned this thoroughly.
I had to just figure some stuff out. This isn't all for you. I had to do like a TV show like audition type thing,
Hmm.
but sort of like the same thing as getting dressed up. It's like I had all this marketing material made, and I don't have anywhere to take it. There's no events anymore. There's no summits. There's no conferences. There's no tables. So I'm just gonna flex and leave it up for a little
We
bit.
lost the conference. We had to go together, remember?
Yeah, yeah.
Cancun, Mexico, you guys.
I know.
That story.
2022, basically.
2022. Yeah.
I can't believe, yeah, it was, first started with the 2 week lockdown, and now we're thinking like 3 years in advance. Like, it's amazing how things shift. But on that, like, so give us a timeline of where your country is in COVID now and the restrictions and things like that. Are you going down? Are you going up? And whatever that means to you, just again, so we have the date and time and we know what's going on in different countries.
Hmm. Well, we are currently in lockdown. That means that all the shops, restaurants, all are closed. However, it's not like it was in March. In March, we couldn't go anywhere, only in supermarkets and pharmacies. Now people can actually go to work, which is good because the economy is, increasing a bit. But we have an SMS. I don't know if you have this in the United States. Like we SMS where we are about to go,
Oh,
what time
wow.
are we leaving the house. Yeah, yeah, it's very meticulous.
We're incompetent. Don't look to us for anything. That sounds great. So like you have to text message when you're leaving,
Yeah,
going somewhere.
exactly. Where do you live? Where are you going? Not what time are you coming back, but that's a different SMS, when you're coming back. So we need to SMS our every move. I know it's very organized, but sometimes I feel I'm being watched.
I mean, this is what it is. Like the countries that did the best are the ones that have authoritarian rulers and could literally weld people into the building.
Oh, that's true.
We can't, and unfortunately, our country, right or wrong, was built on a lot of individualistic freedom. We are not grown up culturally, the way that other cultures are in the community feel, a root to where you are. So, and now that's kind of backfiring on us as well too. So, yeah, we'll see how this. I mean, this is gonna basically like this is gonna bop around for a couple of years because there's always going to be some idiot countries, ours or other ones that even if you guys do great, some stupid person comes there and
Always, there's always a stupid person that ruins
always a
everything.
stupid
Like
person.
it can't go well, you know.
Yeah. So are
So
your rates
our
increasing or decreasing at the moment?
increasing, our cases lead up to 120K, which is not bad in comparison to our, total residents.
How many people in Greece approximately?
Approximately 11 million.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, they're increasing right now, and we don't know if we're gonna spend the holidays, with our families. Actually, tomorrow, they will announce the new measures, so I don't know what's gonna happen. It's terrifying because we don't know what's happening. Back in March, it was more terrifying because we had no idea. At
Yeah,
least
I'm
now we
washing
do.
groceries and everything like that.
Yeah, we stocked so many. I have so many canned food. Like, I
Yeah. Oh,
think,
that's yeah. Right here. Here you go. Like right back there. That's all like the boxes of like.
yeah,
It was also
yeah.
my wife is from Puerto Rico, where hurricanes happen quite often. So and we've been in hurricanes, Sandy up here, and other things as well too. So when shit's about to hit the fan, we're we're pretty good stockers.
I think pretty much everyone is prepared now for the big shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just gonna. I'm very happy that I have a wood burning fireplace here. So as cold as it gets, at least I can just make some fires and sit in front of the fire and try and do some work. Yeah, there are worse
I heard
ways.
there was a first snow yesterday. You had the first snow, and
We did. Yep, yep. It was snowing. It's great. It's
that's
awesome.
nice.
For me, we this so we went to Florida to
Mhm.
try to because my wife's family had never met the baby. We had a baby born in March. So this whole thing,
Congratulations.
like, and the baby at the same time, yeah, totally easy. Um, anyways, but her mom had not been able to see it, so we were just trying to sneak in a quick trip so that they could at least see her. We didn't know what
Yeah.
this winter is going to bring for anybody. Um, they got COVID. An hour and a half before we were there, her mom basically got it, and her whole family got it.
Oh my God,
So
are you
they're on the other
serious?
side of it now. Still not out of the woods, but no hospital and stuff like that. They seem to be on the mend. Um, so we couldn't. We literally had to like hold her up to a window, like you see in the news, and like wave at each other. We went to make
Wow.
chicken soup and go leave it in the um, driveway for an animal, almost. And it's like then we run inside, then they come up, then they get outside and bring that in, and you know. So
That's
now that
super.
we came back, we did our quarantine for our kids, and then this week is the first week that our oldest Aurora's preschool is open. So today is the second day in 6 or 7 weeks that she has been not here.
I can't believe teaching like from home. I think this is really tough. You cannot juggle things. Like I don't know.
It's the
Do you have the
work in the
kids?
school that no one is asked. No one refuse. Everyone refuses to budge. Like you can't ask for an 8 hour workday and an 8 hour teaching day at the same time. Like you just
Oh my
cannot
God.
work. Yet both of them expect it. So this global model that we have right now is not sustainable.
And you don't get two salaries, so it's totally unfair.
Yeah, yeah. My wife and I had to build. We have dueling workstations now down here. So she's my cubicle mate since we're all working from home. She's getting intimations that maybe they're that it's like June that she would be back. So it's like, all right, what do we want to do for the next 6 months? Bunker down, go somewhere else, rent this out. As we're all having large questions, I'm sure during these times.
You know what we do here in Greece? We do staycations. We just rent an Airbnb, which is like on up like in front of the ocean, on the sea. So you just go there for the weekend and you go back to your house.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to do that. It's a little cold. Anyways, we could talk for hours. So
Yeah, we
that's where
can.
we are COVID wise for all of us. So take me back as far as you can or want to historically talk about relationships. I know the word dating, it's just, I'm using it as a catch-all phrase because I know that what one considers dating and not dating in different countries, and well, you basically mating, relationships, marriages, what have you back. Take me back. Go.
Okay. Dating, and especially marriage in ancient Greece, was very important to a person's life because it symbolized love, compassion, equality, and a sense of fulfillment. Actually, a very interesting story. Back in ancient Greece, girls would got married at the age of 14 and the guys at the age of 20. And you weren't allowed to marry the girl if you didn't ask her father's permission. So it was very traditional. Things have changed, obviously, but we always had the word matchmaking here in Greece because matchmaking typically symbolized actually an old lady in an old village who try to match people together and
Oh yeah,
according to
the
their
old
preferences.
Yenta sitting in her chair, kibitzing.
Exactly. So this is matchmaking is not something new here. We always had it, and I think we always will. It's in our DNA.
I've heard it said that it is the second oldest profession.
Yeah, it's actually true. So that's when it comes to dating and marriage back in ancient Greece. I can't know for sure because I wasn't born that
You're not an
era.
immortal that has lived for 2,000 years plus. So
Exactly.
I'll forgive you.
I was in a capsule.
But that's cool. That's very cool about the. I mean, obviously, I know because of Maria and other people that how much influencer matchmakers have in Greece, and so. But it's always interesting to hear these traditions that like you sort of know, but you oh yeah right wow that's been here since ancient times. So it's always been part of the culture, whether people are necessarily cognizant of it ongoing. It's still like you said in the DNA of the culture.
Like
Um,
exactly. If you go to an old village right now here in Greece and you go to an old lady, the first thing she will ask you is, "Are you married?" And probably you're gonna say no.
how many times have you heard that in your life?
A lot.
I
A
know
lot.
it's got to
And
be
they're
it's
like,
got to be fun.
I know this good guy that will be a great match for you. And I'm like, thank
Yeah,
you. I can
yeah,
find it my own.
I know, and I also know you too, and I would have to be a pretty strong dude. Um, so good luck on that search. As a
Thank you.
sidebar there.
We'll
Um,
have a big celebration here in Greece
that'd be
all
awesome.
together.
Oh my god, like I can't wait to get there sometime, especially talking with Grace. How the cultures are set up with the one family building the house for the next family and the next generation. It's like that being that there are multiple houses that may or may not be empty at any given time. I was like, thank you. That is very interesting. When this whole thing is done, we'll talk again. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so what are the values of your country? Like, for instance, the classic US one, cowboy, it's loud, brash, things
Mm-hmm.
like that. And an ideal man is sort of that like cop that doesn't take no for an answer and goes around. And, we like that sort of rule breaker thing because we were founded by rule breakers. So what do you consider, or what is an ideal in Greece?
Well, definitely we're very traditional as a country. We like traditions. For example, every house in Greece has a tree right now, have decorated a tree. It's a thing. I think an ideal, I'll just talk about men right now because that's where I'm interested in. I think an ideal man would have ethos, which is also a Greek word, meaning a spirit of culture. Uh, he should have integrity, respectfulness, compassion. But I mean, we all want that, right? No matter the country.
But that's true too. But like as an extreme example, in China, I believe there's the phrase like a nail that stands out gets pounded. So you're taught to not stand out necessarily because that's
Mm-hmm.
the value that they want.
That's
And that's okay within that. It's when you start moving those people around to different countries with different value sets that you can get some crashing. So that's
Yeah.
why I have this kind of question too, because what an ideal man in Peru is may not be what an ideal man in
No,
Thailand is, so that's why I asked.
definitely, definitely. No, we're traditional. We want whatever other people want. Ethos, integrity, compassion.
And I'm sure with such a wonderful art history that you guys have these almost supermen aesthetics to look at or
Uh,
to hold.
where are they, Hunt?
Well,
Because
I'm
I want to look
wondering,
for
like,
them.
it's got to
Where
be
are
tough for a
they?
guy that it's like seeing all these marble statues of like buff Greeks and stuff. I'd be a little intimidated.
Well, I see your Hollywood movies, but I don't see any Brad Pitts out there.
That's true. That's true. Well said. Um, so I'm sure, I mean, with all of the history and legends and stories and things from that, you could pick a million funny fables, legends of Zeus turning into swans and shit like that. But anything like local or funny or things I wouldn't be able to look up on the internet or something, like, people go to this one rock at this one time of year, and when the sunset comes down, it's considered lucky, or,
Mhm.
just things like that.
I don't think we have a local, a specific local dating story, but I can always share one of mine if you
Please.
want.
I would, that's definitely there. Um,
Okay.
I would love to hear. Well, tell me about what's dating like currently for you kids. What's going on? Like, do people ask each other out? I mean, pre-COVID, but just culturally. Do people call each other? Do you go on dates, or is it house parties and people pair off, or kind of how does it work?
Here in Greece, we do clubs. We do clubs a lot. So if you go to a club, usually a guy will approach
What
you.
age do you start? Are you allowed to start? What age are you legally allowed to start going to clubs, and what age do you start going to clubs?
You're legally allowed to drink when you're 18,
Okay,
but you go out when you're 14 to
so
15.
it makes sense.
Yeah. And they serve you alcohol. Like you don't have to show a fake ID or something. It's totally okay. But yeah, so when you go out at a club, now this is really funny. You have the typical Greek lover who is a hairy guy that thinks he can attract,
Gold chains? Does he
all the
have gold
women at the
chains?
club. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They have some chains, some
Okay,
gold chains
good,
as
good,
well.
good.
But
I
they're
like where
very
you're going.
hairy, okay? Yeah. And they actually have a name here. They are called vultures because they hunt their prey.
There's a phrase, bottle vultures, that we use in New York City for the opposite sex. Meaning,
Oh,
if you're at a club and you get a table with a bottle, all of a sudden a bunch of girls are suddenly like around your table, like,
and
hoping you're gonna pour them drinks and stuff.
well, imagine if you combine our male vultures and your female vultures, what's gonna happen? That's the
There we
best
go. There's our
match.
next business.
Yes. So
Go
yeah,
ahead.
we have these
Continue. I
vulture
love hearing this.
guys.
This is fun.
So we have these vulture guys that are, yeah, hairy men that think they can, they're hunting their prey, but they're so annoying because they don't stop. You at first you give the signal, you're always polite and you say, thank you, I'm not interested. I'm just drinking with my friends. I'm dancing. Like, no, but they insist. This is really awkward when it's happening. And usually another guy who's not a vulture comes up to you and they're like, is there a problem, dude? Like, what's happening? So then you start a fight. So this is the typical Greek night here in Greece when you go to a club.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. I
So
assume
for the
something
most
similar
part,
happens there.
for the most part, is it the guys approaching the girls? Are girls allowed to
Yeah.
approach guys?
Oh yeah, they're definitely allowed to approach the guys, but usually they don't because you already have the vultures.
Gotcha. It's like talking
So
to Svetlana, Ukrainian women, if they go up to a guy, they're considered not great.
I
So
was about
again,
to say
just
the word. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I'm not even gonna vocalize because it's on recording. I don't
Okay.
want to get a little edit chopped off of me saying
Sorry.
anything. I know it'll happen at some point, but I'll just try to lessen the chances. Um, so cool. That's good. Glad that women get an active role in their futures.
They've gotten a more active role than previous years now. I don't know what's happening, but they're more, I don't know, confident.
I've met you. I have an idea of what's going on with them.
uh,
Yeah, no, I
okay.
mean, this is also going on globally in that as women are gaining more power, men aren't sure what their roles are in the relationship or how to offer or provide in ways that they used to be able to, and women haven't yet learned how to vocalize that aspect so that they can make that other person feel comfortable. It's not trying to lessen oneself or anything like that, but you know, used to be guys had the provider. Even if you were just a horrible human being, you know, we've all known like some families or older couples, like they just, why are they married? But at least, you know, the dude provided. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, you know, bare minimum, but okay. Now that that's not here as much anymore, men don't understand what their role is. We are all figuring it out. And so
Poor
it's
men.
not, no, I'm fine, but it takes a little bit of trying to, because we don't know why do you want us, basically is what goes through a guy's head. When we meet a powerful, successful woman with a lot of money, a lot of my single guys are thinking like, well, why does she even need me? How could I even fit into her life? Valid question. The woman needs to help articulate what that is. I love it when I come home from a busy day and I just know that I have you waiting with a big hug, and I just know that you love me unconditionally, and I would not be able to deal with this job without being able to come home and de-stress with you. You know,
Mhm.
great. Just lets the guy know what role he is providing in this relationship, so he feels that he is adding to it. That's all. You know.
Yeah. Oh no, I totally agree. And I have a question for you since you're the expert. Do you believe chivalry is dead, Hunt?
I believe that it is always a balance between progress and chivalry, if you will. We'll use tradition. Um, because, and this happened in the 70s in the US during the feminism movement as well too, bra burning and things like that as well, that men trying to figure out, you know, like, what am I supposed to do? We were taught, because also men don't have as much of a dating IQ or emotional IQ as women do a lot of times. So it's like, okay, we were told this is how you do it, and so we're doing that. But now this doesn't work anymore, and I don't know what the hell to do. So like they are scared in that, like, you open the door. I don't need anyone to open the door for me. It's like and
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah. No,
only, I
I
mean, it's a
understand.
few bad actors. I mean, everyone, man or woman, gay or straight, whatever, trans, likes it when someone opens the door for them. That's never going to
Exactly.
change. But I
Exactly.
do think some misled people believe chivalry equals owing something. You know, there's
Okay.
a
Ownership.
transactional
Mhm.
back, and if you want to do it, like I used to love saying like "milady" and bowing and things like that, and the stupid incel neckbeard fedoring wearer guys, you know, took that over, and I'm like, okay, well, I won't do that, because it was fun. I was poking fun at myself and the whole notions of civility and things like that too. But that's also something that you can have a woman that feels very strongly on either of those sides. I don't want to be treated any differently, or I love being doted upon. Both totally valid ways of being in a relationship. Dude isn't sure which of those it is. So when the woman can help articulate those, it makes it easier for it to kind of focus on. I mean, making someone feel good about themselves is the base of chivalry, and it should be there. But I don't think that it should be men doing something for women or women needing it done for them. I think Disney
Yeah.
screwed up a generation of people to think that, you know, the Prince Charming is going to swoop in
Hmm.
and save you without any work on your behalf, um, as well too. So it's it's an interesting time. We have more. I'll ask you this question. Hopefully my viewers won't see me ask this question a million times. When was the last year in the US that that more men graduated college than women? When was the last year more men graduated college than women did?
2007.
1982.
What?
And the gap keeps getting wider and wider and wider every year. Advanced degrees are even more spread out. What this is meaning is that women are smashing, the glass ceilings, but not being able to marry someone that's makes less than them. So that's just again creating another dynamic. So now I want to hear about what one of your dates. What did you do? I wanna hear have some fun.
Okay, it's an awkward story though, but
It
I think
should be.
everyone,
It's exactly.
has lived something similar. So when I was studying in the States, a study abroad program at Emory University, I met a guy and we went on a date. So I suggested actually we should also bring friends. Big mistake because you're never sure, and I know where I'm getting.
Yep.
So I decided to bring my best friend. He decided to bring his best friend. Well, the thing is that I was more attracted to his best friend. So that was really awkward. And we had connection. It's just that I was attracted physically. Like we had better connection. Like, what could I do?
Yeah.
So I was polite, of course. I was with my date. But after a few days, I ghosted him a bit. And, I don't feel very good about it. But, I had somehow to give a signal that, it's not going to happen. And so, funny story is that after 1 month, his friend texted me to go out on a date. So I knew that this was not on my imagination. I knew there was a spark
What is the
there.
shelf life? How long does it have to be before you can move on to a friend?
Um, I think whenever you're ready, there's not a right answer. Whenever you feel ready, for example, I would feel bad, so I wouldn't do it immediately. But maybe another person wouldn't feel bad at all, so they could go.
Well, that's for sure.
Yeah, so no
I
judgment.
uh, I grew up in a small town. My graduating class was 100. Um, and people like were asking about like, did you ever date anybody that your friends or your brothers dated? Like, yes, of course. Like, oh my God, that's so weird. It's like not when that's all you got. And if no one has dated someone, there's usually a reason for it that no one has dated them. So,
Hmm.
sometimes you just gotta that overlap happens. I think like my brother and I, it was like he dated one girl in middle school, dated, and then like
Hmm.
I dated her in college. So it's like
Okay, middle school doesn't count
spread
actually.
spread out. Yeah, exactly. Middle school
You
relationship,
vulture.
whatever.
So yeah,
Um,
that was an awkward story to share. I'm
And
sorry.
when you
I
guys
won't
do
tell your
go out
name.
on dates, like when you are dating like someone, do you guys all go out to then like the two of you guys go meet at clubs or go out together, or do you do different things when you're a couple? I mean, obviously we all do slightly different things, but do you still do this like is that what still
Well,
the action is, even if you're not trying to look for someone?
my ideal first date would be to go out to dine. I really like restaurants. I really like eating. So my ideal date would be, at a restaurant. And don't pick a salad, girls.
Yeah, you don't want to get the broccoli in your teeth.
Yeah, just
Don't
a
don't try to eat
friendly advice.
Mexicans either.
Okay, that's an advice from Hunt. Yeah. But we go to the movies, we go to clubs. I actually really enjoy going on fun fairs.
On what?
Fun fairs.
Fun fairs?
Yeah,
What's a fun
I
fair?
really like. It's like this, like a park, an amusement park.
Amusement park? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
totally. Love them.
I really enjoy, the adrenaline, like not shooting stuffed animals, but doing the nice things. And what else? I like skiing, and when I see skiing, also no, winter skiing and sea skiing, because we have in Greece sea
Yeah,
skiing.
yeah.
So I like, keeping up the adrenaline going. You know,
So anybody watching out there knows what they're getting into if they want to contact you at least. So we've got that going for it.
it's called
Um,
skydiving.
have you had any interesting story with people like hitting on you in different countries? Like, have you been to a different country and someone like just kind of see a dating thing that you thought was funny?
Well, yeah, I've traveled outside of Greece a lot, and especially the United States, where I have family. Uh, I remember one time in Paris, I dropped I think it was €100 at the hotel, and a really cute guy picked him up, and he was like, "Your money." And I'm like, "Thanks." I was really weird because I think here in Greece they would have stolen them.
Oh wow, this is nice
So I
interaction.
was like, "Wow, you're cute and you're French. What are the odds? Something is fishy
Are you
here."
straight? Um, I remember when the first time I traveled to Italy, basically, and I saw 70-year-old women that looked phenomenal. I
Like
mean,
Monica
like
Bellucci. Yeah.
dress wise, and like it isn't necessarily that culture here in the U.S. It's just, it's less so now, but it's like you hit middle age and it's just sweatpants and stained t-shirts. So being there, it's like, oh my God, I didn't know you could like still dress up like at that age. That's great.
And Italian guys dress really, really well, and they're very outgoing. I remember a lot of times when I was in Italy, they were like, "Let's go out on a date," right on the street. I was like,
And is that
"No."
something it's good, bad, or depends?
I like it because it comes from the heart. It's not it's not something you're forcing. So
Because a lot
if
of
it
there's a lot of the all the old pickup artist guys here. Their whole thing was trying to like be able to stop a woman on the street and get her phone number. Like if that was supposed to be like the apex of pickup dumb, if you will, or something like that. But I always felt like people would just be giving phone numbers to get away. But that's not necessarily how it's received in Greece or other
Well,
countries. Yeah.
yeah, it is, but I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't give out my phone to someone I don't know because now we're living in a different era. Things are very dangerous now, so I wouldn't give up my phone to
Dude,
some
I
strange
mean,
guy.
even some of like in the matchmaking, I know that some companies show pictures, some do not show pictures before the dates and stuff. And people are getting those pictures and reverse Google image searching them, tracking down like who the people are and contacting them before the date. So it's like, okay, well, didn't even realize, it's like, okay, now we'll have to think about that as a thing and be careful of it. So
Well, on the other side, I mean, I'm posting also, pictures of mine on Instagram and on Facebook, so I don't know if there's a balance there.
it's it's interesting too right now in that like we're all getting to see each other's lives. When you're seeing Sylvester Stallone or something being interviewed on TV, he's at his house and you're seeing in the back. So we're all getting this unique window, like you and I having that like that. I thought that was hilarious. That conversation that you and I had about your background, and then you were like, "Oh, you know what? No, it doesn't even matter because I can't leave." I'm like, we just did that for nothing. It was fun because we had to let's just argue about something that doesn't even matter.
Hunt, this
But
is a really famous Greek painter over here. I
it,
did this for you.
I love it and I appreciate it and it looks wonderful and you look wonderful. So it all
Thank
worked
you.
out.
Thank you.
But we're getting to see these unique windows and we're getting people's pets are coming by or kids or things like that as well. Again, why I'm just
People's pets are coming by, and I had my pet like inside the room.
yeah.
Okay, next time.
Yeah, next time. Yeah, because it's supposed to be fun too. Like let's maybe next time
It
we'll
is
just have
fun.
a couple of shots and we'll see what starts coming out of us at that point.
I'll have my Uzo here,
So
and you can have your brain.
do you have any more stories or funny stories or questions for me? I'm here for you as well.
Well, tell me about your Corona status right now. I think
Like
this is the topic of the year now.
so right now we're in okay, so it's today is this what, December 8th, 9th, 10th, something like that?
10th.
10th, December 10th. So we had the March, a baby was born in March, the same hospital on the same day that COVID came into that hospital. Like
Wow.
so it has been exactly basically. So she's also a physical manifestation of the length of time. I look at her, getting ready to walk, and I'm like, that's how long COVID has existed in our life. It's an interesting thing to link it to, but it gives me a physical way to concrete,
Wow. Yeah, that's
example. Um, and we up here in New Jersey and New York, we shut down. Everyone up here is really good. I mean, relatively speaking, with masks and social distancing, and there's always knuckleheads everywhere, obviously. But, you know, in my humble opinion, New Yorkers and New Jerseyers are some of the most pissed off, annoyed, self-righteous, opinionated people. And if we can put masks on, like everybody can put masks on. I don't want to hear about the whining. So up here, at least, it was people reacted well to it. And then we got out of March and into the summer, and then it started, percolating in the South and the Midwest and stuff like that. And now it's coming back up again. We got back, I think, like December 1st, I think, from Florida, and we were voluntarily keeping our daughter home for that week from her daycare because, we don't want to be part of the problem before we got the test and got checked out. But we also got an email that said one of the kids was exposed to someone with COVID, so they're going to shut down for this week, which was last week. So we couldn't have put her in anyways. And then this week we waited the extra 1 or 2 days so that we could get the full 10 days CDC wait period because we couldn't get the test right. And anyways, now they're back. They scrubbed the whole place and clean, and now they're open again. They'll be closed for Christmas, and my intuition is that it's just going to keep going back and forth. I mean, like some other kid is going to get exposed because we just had Thanksgiving and we're headed into Christmas, and then it's going to get closed down again and scrubbed again and reopened again, and it's going to keep happening. And I'm wondering,
This is
at
a
some point
circle.
where they're just going to be like, you know what, stay home. We're just going to close until spring, or something like that. So
Until the vaccine, till people start getting the vaccine.
yeah, exactly. And up here, luckily too, people, for the most part, we don't have a crazy anti-vax crowd. So hopefully that will come in. But as we're saying, if this, so it's going to be the minimum 6 months. Let's just probably get the next 6 months. What do we think? And it's like we're basically going to be stuck inside during the cold and flu season and the COVID season. Is this where we want to be? Physically?
I'm always
Like,
thinking that.
What do I
Yeah,
would rather.
go ahead.
What were you going to say?
I was about to say that during this time, I'm thinking that this will be like a really cool story to share to my kids.
Dude, one of the things I do like about this is in the future, be like, your kid says something like, oh, you're bored? Let me tell you about what boredom is. I was bored for a year. So you can just go back to your room and hang out for another hour or so. We've got so much
Thank you.
use for that. Totally. So
that's actually great.
I hope that my hope is that we can get as many days with my daughter in school, both for her, she's getting her stimulation that we can't provide, and we're trying to work. So, and like, we all have decision fatigue because every decision we make is mental health versus physical health. And you just don't know which is right. Like, I've had breakdowns during this, like crying and stuff like that. And, probably as most of us have. And because we're just, we're on top of each other. But then it's like, well, do I send them out? Because both my wife has asthma. Aurora, the oldest, has been in the hospital 3 times for like breathing attacks as a baby. So we'd have like emergency room a couple of times. I'm pretty much sure the 9-month-old, 10-month-old, 9-month-old has asthma as well too. So we know that we've already got some lung issues in the house. So that's why we've tried to be more, I guess,
cautious,
respectful on it than other people are, which is fine. But as you know, this is showing how people are. And like, you had someone that you thought was a smart person, and then all of a sudden this thing happens, and they're making some piss poor choices in your opinion, in our own opinion, and you're like, who is this person? One of my wife's friends' mom, that she knew from a long time, got it and went out. Kept going out, like had it, asymptomatic, just going out. And it's like squaring these ideas. Or I have my brother say one of his friends is just one of his great friends is flying back and forth multiple times with his family to see other family. And he's just like, it's
mind blowing.
But basically what we are, like, anybody that does more than you is crazy conservative. in our heads. Anybody that does less than you is an idiot and they're going to get killed. So we all only have sort of this narrow band of what, and I know going down to Florida was an extra trip for me. I mean, I can't be on a high horse, but I want to make sure that my daughter gets to meet her grandparents once, if nothing
Of
else.
course.
And, that is a matter of life and death. So,
Yeah.
well, we'll see what happens these next couple of months. I've got this project, got the new company, so it'll be nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, send me some people in Greece. Would love to get them all trained up as well too. We're actually going to be focusing a lot on international markets, which is one of the reasons that this came up as well too. Want to see if we can get someone in every country. I think that would be fun, especially during this time. That's the nice thing about our industry too, is that the more successful we are individually, the more successful we are as an industry, the happier the world is in general.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
And you all
cool.
need love. We all need love.
We all need love. We all need love. How would you say that in Greek?
Χρειαζόμαστε όλοι αγάπη.
Agape. Yes, always agape.
Yeah, you catch it.
Any last, is there any questions I should have asked you that I didn't ask you, that I didn't know about asking you, or anything you want to leave?
You didn't ask me if I'm married.
Are you married?
No.
There we go. So we got that, guys. So,
Oh, I'm dating.
We'll see. We'll see. All right.
Okay.
Well, I hope that we can see each other before 2022. But
I
if
hope
not,
so too.
we will get very drunk, and we will tell stories, and we will shit talk each other, and it will be amazing and wonderful, and I look forward to it.
I look forward to it too. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for making time. I appreciate it, and yeah, we'll see how the world does this year. So best of luck, holiday season, all of that,
You
and
too,
we'll
and to
probably
your
talk in the new
family.
year.
Yeah, till next time, Hunt.
Till next time, bye.
Bye.